Hello friends, welcome back to our little coffee club. I'm glad to be here with you guys once again. Hopefully I'll be able to keep you company here for an hour or so. You know how my videos go. Today we're gonna review the last of the Hawaiian coffees from Big Island Coffee Roasters. Today we're gonna review the Cow coffee. I have big expectations for this one, being that it's the same coffee that I brought back from Seattle, Washington, from the Starbucks Reserve, and I enjoyed a whole bunch. Something else I want to mention, maybe my voice sounds a little bit strange. I feel perfectly fine. I don't think I'm getting sick or anything, but yeah, my voice is a little raspy this morning. So I can't wait for this morning brew. The kettle is almost ready back there. Maybe you guys can hear it. The espresso machine is up to temperature. So in a little bit, we're gonna brew some of the Cow coffee. We're gonna make a pour over on the Origami, and we're gonna pull a shot of espresso. While the kettle finishes warming up, let me go ahead and show you guys last week's shots. I think we pulled 2 shots right on the last video, so I'm gonna put both of those videos here on the screen now, full screen, so you guys can really take a look and see if you notice any channeling. I was not able to pick out any channeling whatsoever on either one of the 2 shots. So the little spots that I found, they probably were from a little bit of splashing that was happening. Again, I keep the shot glass kind of far from the portafilter so that I can get that good angle with the camera. If not, the cup kind of blocks some of the shot. So I didn't see any channeling whatsoever. You guys take a look and we'll talk about it later below in the comments. Okay, so here we go. As soon as it starts to build pressure, I'll start to close the paddle here to kind of leave it at around 2.5 bar. And then at around 20 seconds, we'll ramp up slow. We got first drip. I think I went too slow, but okay, we're at 9 bar. Again, now we're looking for 45 grams out. I see that the stream hasn't come together. Well, it just did. It just did. I wonder how that looked. Okay, so we ended up with 43.9. So 43.9 in 32 seconds, 50-second total shot time. No, this is pretty good. This is what I want. Here we go. As soon as we start building pressure, again, I'll close the paddle, leave it at around 2.5 bar until we hit 20 seconds. Okay, now we ramp up slow. Okay, this shot is gonna be slower than the last one for sure. Wow, and I'm at 15. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to look at last week's video to see this Maui coffee where I ground it. Maybe I made a mistake here. And we're looking for 45 grams. We're at 9 bars. Okay, we ended up at 45.4, 48 seconds from first drip, a total of 72 seconds. So I want it to be at 60. This shot ran for about 15 seconds too long. As you guys could see, you know, there was no obvious channeling there going on. Maybe you guys spotted something. I didn't see it, and I looked at it more than once. Sometimes there is like steam coming up or smoke coming up right from the hot water. And sometimes that kind of makes you think like it could have been channeling. So I rewind it, I look at it again, but I was not able to spot any actual channeling. So comment below, what do you guys think about the extraction? It was definitely, especially on the second shot, it was definitely a pretty extraction. I really liked the way it looked. Also, the coffee tasted great. I know it was one of those long shots, but that's what I definitely look forward to and prefer when I'm brewing lighter roast coffees. Something like this, something like the coffees that we brewed last week, the other Hawaiian coffees, right? The Kona and the coffee from Maui. So far, I've enjoyed the one from Maui a little bit better as filtered and as espresso, but we'll see where the cow coffee lands today. So without further ado, let's get to the other counter and let's do a pour over. All right, so we are all set and ready to start here. We're gonna dose out our 20 grams like usual. Same kind of method I always use on my Origami, 3 pours of 100 grams each. And usually we try to finish the process somewhere between 3.5 to 4 minutes. 4 minutes is usually where I get the best cups. I've noticed that on these coffees, these Hawaiian coffees thus far, they tend to want to brew a little bit faster. So I've gotten better results with these closer to like the 3.5 minutes to maybe just over 3 minutes, somewhere around there. So I've been grinding a little coarser than I do with some of the other lighter roasts. So this one I'm gonna grind at 7. I'm gonna use the K Plus, as you see here from Easy Presso K Plus model, and we're right at 7. You see the little red dot. So we're gonna do 20 grams and we're gonna get 300 grams out. So that's 1 to 15. And water temperature for these coffees, I've noticed that they're working better somewhere around 95. So not as hot as I do some of the other roasts. So I'm gonna take a quick look at the roast level, show you guys, and then we'll kind of make a decision as far as the water temperature. Of course, I'm gonna be careful not to look at the tasting notes. I know they're here in the front, so let me see how I maneuver the bag to not look at them, because I am gonna guess like I always do. We're gonna check retention, although you guys have seen that. I think the whole thing with the Turkish coffee and making my grinder get a little crazy, I think that's pretty much over. It's pretty much now what we're grinding, what we're putting in is what we're getting out. So we'll see what happens today. And if you guys don't know what happened with that Turkish coffee, take a look. I know Peter Pan was a little bit upset. I'm sorry, man. I know I have a niche. I should have used it. I learned my lesson. All right, we gotta get this open. You know, I like shutting out even to the people that, you know, they seem to have spotted how do you say, maybe some errors with my process here, my methods. I'm sorry, I never claimed to be an expert. I'm learning like everyone else. I'm always learning from you guys as well. So who was it? Kyler. I think Kyler Kill. He was upset about my long shot times. But you know, I've discovered that my long shot times, I definitely look forward to that. I'm not changing that, okay? I really like it on the lighter roast coffees, okay? Be careful, it has to be a lighter roast coffee, okay? And your water temperature, maybe you might not want to be like way up at boiling. That's another thing. So look at your water temperature. But again, on those lighter roasts, man, I really like getting that longer extraction in order to get the coffee sweeter. Now, if you really highly appreciate the high acidity and that real, you know, high level of brightness for the tasting notes and all of that, you know, I can appreciate that as well. But you know, we all have our preferences, and you know, it's your coffee, make it your way. There's no problem at all. I'll take it either way, but I do prefer like the sweeter shots, something. And on a lighter roast, you're gonna have to kind of either do that long blooming or, you know, something to kind of extend the process. And those longer shot times, definitely to me, they get sweeter and you get rid of a little bit of the acidity, because sometimes it could be a bit overwhelming for me. Okay, I kind of went off on a rant already, so wow. This is gonna be a long video. I'm already gonna call it. This video is gonna be long. Probably you saw the thumbnail. Probably the thing is over an hour. Sorry guys, but you know me. All right, so let's tear the scale, make sure we're at 0, and let's get our 20 grams. Okay, we're close. 19.6, 19.9. Well, this might put us over, but Yeah, we're between 20 and 20.1. So we'll see. I'll be happy if we get 20 or 20.1. We're pretty much the same thing we put in. Okay, let me put this off to the side like this so I don't look at those tasting notes. Okay, so again, we're on 7. Let's grind our 20 grams. Oh boy, I did the thing with... No! Oh, for all the OGs on the channel, why do I do this? You know, I just love dosing on the niche cup. I really do. There's something about this thing. You know, there's something about it. But okay, so now when we grind, we're gonna be in this one, and oh my lord. Oh, okay, you know what? I can remedy that. So okay, this is empty right now. So I'll put it here. I always gotta try to figure something out. Okay, all right, now it's at 0. Okay, it's at 0, so we'll be okay. We should get our 20 or 20.1. So we're at 0 now. All right, it should work out. It'll be all right. Yeah, man, retention is like the best part of the video. I can't ruin that. All right, let's see. Should take about 30 seconds. All right, I think we got everything. I'll put it here on the screen as to how long this took. Okay, at the end, just to make sure, I like to tap it on the top and spin the spindle, make sure it's loose. All right, we got everything. Let's see. Okay, right at 20, right at 20. It's not 20.1, but we're right at 20. Let me show you guys. Sometimes in that angle you can't really tell, but you could see it there. So, you know, pretty much the same thing we put in is what we got out. The coffee looks about the same roast level. Well, I forgot to show you guys the beans. We'll take a look at it in a second. But that's what we're looking like. Let me take a look at the beans. All right, that should be focused there. And the roast level looks, you know, pretty much the same like the other two coffees. The bean size, it seems to be right in the middle between the Kona and that Maui coffee. So, but yeah, same kind of medium light roast level. All right, so let's see what we get from this one. All right, so in case you guys missed it, I did a previous video showing you guys how to fold one of these and turn it into a comb filter. Now, it's not something that you would want to do, but it's something that maybe you might have to do one day because this is all you have on hand. The reason why I've been using these is because I ended up with around 300 of these things after I stopped using my dripper, my regular automatic dripper coffee maker that I used for years. So when I started doing pour overs and I bought my kettle and I started this whole thing, you know, I ended up with like 300 of these things that I wasn't gonna use. When I put the machine away, I found them and I wasn't about to throw them away. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make this work really quick, okay? So you start by folding the bottom piece up. And again, I thought this was gonna slow down like the drawdown a whole bunch, but it didn't. If it affects it, it's minimal. So you could just grind a little bit coarser, but I don't think it affects it much at all, okay? And again, you guys know me and wasting. I just don't like to throw things away if I can avoid it. I don't know who I could give these things away to, so I'm just gonna make it work. And I've gone through like 150 of these already, and I'm only about halfway. And you know what? The coffee, to me, it's exactly the same. Whether you do this or you do a Hario, regular Hario filter, it's pretty much exactly the same. Okay, so basically that's the next thing you do is kind of like when you make a paper plane, you fold it in the middle, and that's gonna give you a guide of where the metal is, because now you're gonna fold the ends. Again, the same like when you make a paper plane, you fold the ends in like this. Okay, if you guys saw this process, if you've been watching all the videos, then you saw me do this already. But you know, I'm gonna put it out there at least a couple times, just to maybe it could help somebody out. So okay, so you make the fold like that, and now you do the other side the same. You match it up like this. Okay, as a matter of fact, today I think the camera angle it's a little bit better. so you could see a little bit better what I'm doing. All right, so you end up with something like this. Wait, let me see. Okay, there you go. You end up with something like this, and that's your comb filter pretty much. So now I open it, turn it the other way, and I press this the other way. So now I know it's really, I have a nice sharp edge there. Okay. All right, so that I went the other way. So now when I open it, you know, there's your, wow, now the camera's like too low. Okay, let me see how. Oh man, I'm sorry guys, but okay, all right, there you go. You see, you end up with this, and this works, you know, pretty much exactly the same, man. Just, and you know, and I don't have to waste them. I don't have to throw them away. So there it is. Let's rinse it out, heat up everything, and then we'll do our pour over. All right, so let's start by rinsing everything out. All right, make sure your filter is sticking to the walls of the brewer, and give everything a good rinse. And this water is gonna heat up the brewer, your brewing vessel, whatever it is you're using to brew into. Okay, and then the last thing I like to do is put the hot water into the cup, and that's gonna start to heat up my cup. All right, so we got that done. Put that off to the side. Okay, let's get our coffee in there. All right, so usually I've been declumping inside the little cup. Today I forgot, so I'll do some WDT in the brewer. All right, that's not a step that I see a lot of people doing. Is it necessary? I don't know. I like doing it. I think it helps to get everything nice and fluffy and even out the density everywhere. You know, some people like to shake it around. That's fine as well. Okay, the next step, I use a wooden chopstick and I make a little divot in the middle. That's where I start pouring into. Okay, make sure we're at 0. Okay, so again, we're gonna do 3 pours of 100 grams. The first one, you know, is 100-gram bloom. Usually people would bloom this amount of coffee with 60 grams of water. I just like doing 3 pours of 100 and it works just fine. So start the timer. All right. Just pour into the divot, then make circles and make sure that you saturate all of the coffee. Okay. We're at 97.8. Okay, we're at 48 seconds. I'm gonna do our second pour. Again, water temperature, I decided to go with 94. Just make circles. At the end, I like to pour in the middle. Okay, we're at 201. On the second pour, I always do some agitation. Again, these Hawaiian coffees, I've noticed that they've been best right around 3 to 3.5 minutes and no longer than that. Some other coffees are more like 4 minutes to even 4.5 minutes. Also, your water temperature, don't go all the way to boiling. Okay, depending on how the drawdown goes, I might do a bit more agitation on my third pour. If not, I'll do just a light swirl just to flatten out the bed. I'm gonna grab my phone, see if I can get the third pour give you guys a close-up. Okay, this finished draining through by the time I got my phone, but here we go. Okay, so we are at 94. Well, I guess between 94 and 95 is kind of bouncing there. All right. So on the third pour, I'm just gonna wash everything down. Now we'll just make some circles, then pour in the middle until I hit the 300. All right, so we're at 303 minutes in. Hopefully this drawdown happens in about maybe 40 seconds, something like that. All right. Do another little light swirl. Flatten out the bed. We'll see how our final drawdown looks. I'm using a really wide angle on the phone, so I'm not sure how this is gonna look on the video, but it's so much more comfortable than doing it this way. But it might not look the best, we'll see. All right, so we are almost at 4 minutes. So I went over what I wanted to do, but we'll see. We'll see what the results are. Anyway, here's the setup. This is how we're looking. Yeah, wow, this is definitely a wide angle. All right, let me go back to the other camera and let's see when I'm gonna end up calling this, but we definitely went over and almost by like a whole minute. So, all right, we'll see. Okay, just finished drawing down. I'm gonna call it a 4.5 minutes. So I went over by like a whole minute. So this is a coffee that I might have to grind all the way like at 85 clicks or something. That is quite a lot. Let's see what we get as far as taste, and then we'll see what we do next time. All right, let's give it a good swirl. And let's see what this cow has got to offer. Again, I know the timing wasn't perfect, but we'll see. Not a lot on the aroma, I gotta say. And none of these Hawaiian coffees, the Maui coffee had some good aroma, but this one and the Kona, after you brewed it, it did not have a lot of aroma, but in the bag, they smell great. They smell really good when I first opened them. All three, but especially that Kona. Wow, this one's quite different. Yeah, definitely. This one is this one is very different to the other two. Wow, this one is a lot more herbal, kind of greener tasting. I don't know. And I thought I wouldn't get a lot of that because of the long brew time. I thought it was just gonna be like the other ones, kind of just sweet and smooth. Yeah, less sweetness here, less sweetness, more brightness. Wow, it's way different. I don't know if it had anything to do with the way I brewed it, but it's way different than the one I brought back from Seattle. Again, this one is roasted lighter than that other one. The other one, the one I brought back from Seattle, was a lot more developed. it was so sweet, like really sweet, fruity coffee. But this one, this one's way different. All right, we're gonna let it cool a little bit, but this one's got like a floral quality to it, like an herbal quality to it. It's got some sweetness, not a bunch of acidity. The acidity is still mild. Wow, it's just way different. I wish you guys could try it. Like, you know, when I try the Kona and then the Maui, I like the Maui better, but they were very similar. I was like, wow, these two are very, you know, very close, but not this one. And I don't think it had anything to do with the way I brewed it, because when I first tasted, as I dialed them in, I sped them up. But when I first tasted the Kona and the Maui coffee, I brewed them both kind of long like this one, you know? So, I was making sure, see if I turned off my kettle. But yes, I did. And you know, before I sit down to drink this, I always rinse out my equipment. So I always rinse out my origami and, you know, dry it. And then with this, as soon as I'm done with it, I do the same thing. I rinse it and dry it right away. That way I don't get water spots. Keep everything nice and nice looking. The cup too, I wash it right away. This I use soap on, but after I dry it as well, so it never gets water spots. Oh, something else I wanted to do was give out some shout outs. I'm gonna say hello to some of our friends. Again, I already mentioned a couple of them a little while ago. All right, so let me put on my glasses. I made a little list here on my phone. I do wanna give out some shout outs and say hello to some of our friends. You know, the interaction between us is really what makes this worth it. Like if you guys were not leaving comments and, you know, letting me know that you appreciate the videos and stuff, like I wouldn't be filming myself making coffee every time, once a week, you know? What's the point in that? But the fact that you guys enjoy it and that you guys are sharing with me, and you know, I'm learning quite a bit from you guys as well. So I've noticed, like the other day, oh man, I wish I remember who left me the comment. It's one of these names here, but you know, they left me a comment as to using, you know, when you use the French press and it's brewing the coffee, you want to keep that water as hot as possible, so you should put the top on it with the plunger, you know, put it on top and let it brew with that on top. So when I brewed the coffee on the French press recently, I left it open the whole time, and you know, I didn't even think about that, but thank you for that. I really appreciate it. All those little tips, you know, they mean something to me, and it makes me happy that you guys are really like catching these things and noticing like, oh, look at this, you know. So I find that a whole lot of fun. So that's what makes it worth it to make these videos. All right, so here we go. Of course, Carrie's gotta be on. She's my #1 fan. Carrie, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And my buddies Angel in London, they catch the videos now and then. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Then we have Joan in the UK. I think Joan's gonna be going over to Spain, I think, pretty soon. And anyway, keep enjoying your dual boiler. That's a great machine. Then we have John. John is the guy that got me to make that French press coffee video. John, thank you. I appreciate you a whole bunch. Oh, something else. Now that I mentioned John. All right, so John reached out. He wanted to send a couple of pictures or some kind of pointers as to his process of making the coffee on the French press. And I created an email address. You guys, all right, before you see this video, you already saw another video where I kind of throw out the idea as to like creating maybe some kind of email address where you guys can, if you want to share like a certain brewer, some kind of coffee, something with me, so that you can send me either a short clip or maybe some pictures or something explaining you know, your process, or maybe you just want to share your brew bar and you want to take a nice picture of your brew bar and send it on down. And you know, if you want to keep something just private between us, that's fine too. Just say on there, hey, just keep it between us, and that's fine. But if not, I will probably share it here on one of these videos. So John, I haven't looked at the email just yet. Maybe today I'll check that, see if you sent them over or what the pictures or whatever it is, and I'll mention it on another video. But yeah, we have a little email address now to share between us. It's what was the name? Our Little Coffee Club, okay? Our Little Coffee Club at gmail.com. I'll put the email address here on the screen. So in case you guys want to send me a picture of your brew bar or a certain brewer that maybe I'm not aware of, or some coffee that you found special, send it on in. Joan, also, I looked at that coffee that you suggested, and I'm gonna try to purchase that. I'm gonna try to get a bag of that today. If it's still available, I'll get a bag and see. I also have to see. I mean, it's coming. I think it's from the UK, so I have to see how much it is for shipping and all that. All right, I'll take a look at it. I'll try to get that coffee. All right, let's keep going here. So, all right, so I stopped at John, but now you guys have that email address in case you guys want to share something. All right, so who else we got? All right, so we got Iceman, Jesse, of course, Jesse. Jesse's kind of like what led me down this whole rabbit hole when he left me a comment as to how he appreciated these long videos. I was like, how can anybody stand this for hear me chit chat here for an hour? But hey, maybe I'm keeping somebody company and they learn a thing or two. Maybe I give them a laugh here and there. So who knows? And Jesse commented, led me down this whole rabbit hole of making coffee videos. All right, so thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it. All right, so then we got Andrew, Israel, and then we got some newer kind of people that have joined our little team here. This is let's call these guys, as far as I know, because I had never seen the names. I don't think I remember seeing the names below in the comments until after my little chat with Hoon. So after my little chat with Hoon, of course, a lot of people have, joined my channel. Hoon, thank you if you ever see this video. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that a whole bunch. Anyway, here's some of the names. Now, a lot of you guys here have come over from Hoon's channel. Thank you. Welcome. We love having you here. And some of you guys have left me some encouragement and a lot of nice comments. And that's the reason why I wanted to do these shoutouts. Okay, so I appreciate you guys. As I see the names below in the comments more and more, that's how we get to know each other. That's, let me know what kind of brewing technique you like most. You like espresso, you like pour overs, you like using an Origami or a V60, what kind of coffee you like light roast, dark roast, you like, somebody mentioned about the osmotic flow method. I started looking into that and I don't see how that could work well. I really don't, but some people swear by it. I am planning on trying to learn that. So don't be surprised if you're gonna see a video pretty soon on the osmotic flow. Comment below if you know anything about that. So, but thank you for your comment. I'm sure your name is here in one of these names. I don't remember who it was right now. So again, the more you guys comment below, the more I get to know you. So, all right. So we got Watch Tech. I think that's how you say it. So here's another thing. Some of these names, or there's a bunch of letters and random numbers, and that's too hard to remember. You gotta leave me your name. All right, so we got, I think it's Watch Tech and Verterm. I mentioned them both before, but Verterm left me the message talking about the water temperature when it came to espresso. When I started using the Bianca, I just thought everything was gonna work. I mean, just like with the infuser, I never worried about water temperature and I made it work somehow. But man, I could not make that dark roast work on the Bianca until I lowered the temperature. So, as soon as I lowered the temperature, it started. I got rid of the bitterness. So wow, but anyway, he left me the message after I had discovered that, just after I had discovered that. But man, you hit the nail on the head. That's definitely what I needed to do. So yeah, water temperature on the Bianca, yeah, it's a must. If you get a darker roast in there, you're gonna have to lower the temperature, no doubt. So yeah, Verterm is the one that left me the comment on that. Then we got New Forest Explorer. I've had a lot of chit chat back and forth on Instagram. Nice pictures of the forest and stuff. That is really cool page there on Instagram. All right, we got Larry. We got Down One. Iron Man left me. He left me the comment as to the being able to see the bottom of the portafilter. A bottomless portafilter extraction that adds a whole bunch to the video, and I have to agree. So that's why moving forward from here on out, I'm just gonna use the bottom left so you guys could see all the angles. We'll look for the channeling that has added a whole bunch of new kind of like interest on the videos. Like even for me, it makes it more interesting to try to like see if I can avoid that channeling and see if I can see it and all that stuff. So it did add a whole bunch. But yeah, he left me that comment. Thank you, Iron Man. All right, who else we got? JD Gordon, Dan. I think this one's Alan Tennis or something like Ilan Tennis, something like that. I think that's the person that left me a comment as to they're using the Flare, Flare Pro 2 and the J Max. Great combo of equipment there. We got Ali's Coffee. Ali's Coffee left me a comment as to my Turkish video, helping me with the pronunciation. That is more like with a J, like Jizve. I hope I said it right. Anyway, Ali, thank you. Comment below if I said it good this time. All right, what else we have? Anna's Droby or something like that. I'm sorry if I got that totally off. Damien, and again, some of these, they have some numbers and some more like random letters after, so I just cut it into just what I could understand. So you guys will know who you are. Okay, so Damien, that's another one. And then I mentioned already our friends Peter Pan and Kyler Kill. You know, they had some negative comments to say, but I appreciate those as well. You know, I learned from my mistakes. You know, Peter Pan, I already admitted, yeah, maybe I should have used my niche. Next time we're gonna use the niche. And Kyler, man, I gotta say, I really do enjoy when it's a lighter roast, those long extractions. There's no coming back from that. I really enjoy that moving forward. For me, on a lighter roast espresso, oh, that's like a must. Big difference. All right, so enough chit-chatting. The rest of the video I'm gonna have to keep like super short, or it's gonna get like super long, even for me. So I'm gonna finish enjoying this, and I'll meet you guys at the other counter for some puck prep and pulling a shot of espresso, and then we'll wrap things up real quick. All right, I'm back because I almost forgot one of the best parts about this video, which is the tasting notes. I almost forgot to guess at them. So I already said, this has got like an herbal quality to it, like a floral kind of quality to it. You know, I would think, if I didn't see the roast level, I would say that this is even lighter than what it is. The acidity level is not very high though. Usually when it's a really light roast, your acidity level comes up, and there's not a lot of acidity. Again, there's not a lot of sweetness either. I don't know, there's a floral quality, herbal kind of grassy kind of quality to it, tea-like quality. Although it does have a lot of flavor. There is a fruity sweetness in the background, not a whole bunch of that. So let's see what the tasting notes are. I have a feeling, you know what? It is a very smooth coffee. So there's not a lot of highs and lows. And what I've noticed is that most wash coffees, there's not gonna be a lot of highs and lows. Sometimes you could get some highs if the coffee's roasted light, and it might have a lot of brightness, a lot of like high acidity, maybe some citrus notes, some kind of obvious berry notes. But on something like this that's a little bit more developed, right now on this coffee, there's not a lot of highs and there's not a lot of lows. So yeah, a mild fruity sweetness, mild acidity, easy to drink coffee. There's like a herbal and floral kind of quality to the coffee. So let's see what the tasting notes are. I have a feeling today I'm gonna be way off, but let's see. All right, so all of these coffees, they all say medium light. So they do tell you medium light. The roast date is really obvious on these coffees, so it's right at the top. This one got roasted on July 9th. Again, I've had them already, I think, for like a couple of weeks. I got these things a week off of roast, and that's with shipping and everything. So they came in very fast. It says made with sun and love in Hawaii. I don't know if you guys could see that there, but pretty cool. All right, so let's see what the tasting notes are. All right, we got pecans. Pecans, I'm not getting a lot of nuttiness at all. I got this one so wrong. So wrong. This is the one I've gotten the most wrong. Again, sorry about my voice, guys. I know it's a little raspy. I can't. Anyway, the show must go on, as they say. All right, so pecans, man, way wrong. And I already saw, look, brown sugar. I usually always get this note. But again, I'm not getting a whole lot of sweetness here. Well, either I brewed this completely wrong, or maybe it gives me something completely different as espresso. I've never gotten one so wrong. Okay, pecans, brown sugar, and I usually always get that. Okay, apricot, apricot, vanilla, I'm not getting any of those things. Citrus brightness, I don't see any citrus at all here. Buttery sweet. Okay, the buttery sweet, butter is not very sweet. But there's like a sweetness to it. And obviously, what would you call buttery sweetness? I can't think of the word, but it's more about texture. There you go. Let's explain it this way. It's more about texture than the actual sweetness. So I'm thinking the buttery sweet, meaning that there's a sweetness and the texture of the coffee, right? You get that buttery texture in the coffee. And that could be so. That could be so. So that's the final thing, is the only one I'm gonna agree on. Everything else, I don't get any of that. So let me finish this and then we'll see what we get as espresso. All right, so we're back. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna finish enjoying the last of my little bit of coffee there, and I'm gonna get things started. We're gonna start dosing out our 18 grams for the espresso. Okay, we're right at 18. Right at 18. We'll see what the niche does today. Again, later these bags are they're very good high quality, but they don't have any kind of Ziploc or something so you can, keep your beans in there. So as soon as I'm done with the video, I'll put this into one of those containers that I have to keep the coffee in. I showed you guys last time. Anyway, let's grind the 18 grams. What setting we're gonna be at? All right, so I saw this coffee just right now brew a bit slower, I would say, than the other two. So I might wanna go a little bit coarser. I'm gonna go at 15. I'm gonna try at 15. That's coarser, I believe that's coarser than any of the other two so far, but I'm right around there with the other ones as well. So yeah, I'm gonna try at 15 and see what we get. Okay, I think the last one that I ground was at 15 because it said at 15. So anyway, let's go ahead. We're at 15. All right, we got some fighters. We got some fighters today. All right, let's see. Yeah, I think they all went through one more time. All right, let's see if we're at 18. We were right, spot on at 18. All right, 17.9. So that's close enough for me. We're gonna roll with that. All right, let's give this another try. Something about this one, it's this one's definitely different than the other two. I have a feeling when I dial this one in, it might end up being my favorite. I'll report back to you guys after I have a chance to play a little bit more with all three coffees and finish dialing them in, and then I'll give you my opinion as to the three, which one I like most. For now, the Maui is beating the Kona, and this one might even end up being on top. Something about that kind of floral kind of quality to it. You know, if somebody gave me this and I didn't know anything about it, I might guess that this was an Ethiopian. Washed Ethiopian. It's very clean. Well, you know, I want to get a little bit more highs and lows out of it. That's all. That's all. I want to get a little more acidity, a little bit more sweetness. And then I think I might actually like this one the best. So let's see how it does for espresso. So, you know, you guys know anything about that osmotic flow technique? I know it's big in Japan. I mean, that's, again, as soon as whoever it was that left me that comment, I started looking into that. And I had seen some of those, you know, it's very beautiful kind of brewing method. It's just, if you know, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's very pretty. And you find on Instagram and you find on YouTube some beautiful videos of like how they build that dome and it comes up, and it's just very pretty. I just don't see it how it could work well, because I imagine since you're pouring mostly in the middle, you're gonna end up over extracting the metal, and then the sides are gonna be under extracted. So it just doesn't seem like, maybe, you know, I know that it's, again, I could be wrong on this because I just started looking into it, but I think it's something that was developed in Japan. They love dark roast over there. They love dark roast. Maybe on the dark roast, it just works out. It just works. You don't get as much bitterness. I don't know. It's something to look into. I want to play around with that. I don't know if I can use the origami for the osmotic flow method, but comment below if you guys know. Mostly from what I've seen, it's a V60 thing. So, but all right, let's do some puck prep. Okay, we're gonna start by, again, doing a little fluffing up of the grounds in here. Make sure everything's declumped. Again, guys, you guys have seen, you know, that the channeling has been under control, so I'm doing something right. Again, just use the thick needles because they reach all the way to the bottom. It's real nice and easy. All right, since I mentioned it on the last video, I think it was the last one. Today, I'm gonna run this thing for a few seconds before I finish my puck prep. Just get some of that really hot water out. Okay, leave my paddle at 5 o'clock so I could be ready for my extraction. You know, something about coffee, man, we love the equipment, right? We love the steam, the burst, the grinder, the pressure, all that. Sounds dangerous. Like, we're like old folks with toys. Yeah, I wonder if there's any like really young people that are really into this. I can't imagine. You know, when I was like, you know, a young man, like in my early 20s and teens and stuff like that, I just wanted to play, you know, sports and mainly go to the gym, play sports and chase after girls, that kind of stuff. Nowadays, you know, we make coffee. All right, sad to see you go, buddy. Very tasty. I might end up liking this one the most. We'll see. I'll report back. But here's the beautiful thing about this hobby, right? Tomorrow, I get to try it all over again. Oh man, I hope you guys are joining me here with something tasty of your own. It kind of makes me feel better when I know you guys are having coffee with me here as well. You know, Carrie always reports back, oh, wait a minute, I saw the videos like an hour long. I went ahead and made myself something. So that's really cool. All right, here we go. Again, you know what? I sent an email to Pesado about making me the tamping station. But they're like, I don't know, I think we have enough. They did answer me though, they did answer me. But yeah, I think chances are I'm not gonna be getting my tamping station from Pesado. I don't think they wanna accommodate my needs. All right, this worked out pretty well today. So I'm still on the lookout for the perfect tamping station. We'll see. And you know what? The thin needles are really growing on me as far as working with them here in the portafilter. So just take your time, make circles, come all the way up, and leave everything nice and level. I don't know if you could see here, but you know, make sure everything's nice and level like this at the end. You have the same density of coffee everywhere. And then we tamp. I'm gonna try the pasado tamper again today. We'll see how that goes. Again, check this thing out. It's just beautiful, right? It's a pretty tamper, I gotta say. Oh, I heard my knuckles crack again. But yeah, I'm crooked as always. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I'm getting a little better. Okay, so I might be getting a little bit better with the pasado tamper. Who knows? We got some nice puck prep in there. Everything looks really nice and flat, even. But it is quite in there. I mean, wow. We'll see. Put our puck screen. All right, let's lock in and I'll bring you guys in closer, give you all the angles, and we'll see what happens today. You know what, I'm gonna run it again because while I was doing this, so we wanna get that water out so we can pull our shot. Maybe I'll remember to do this every time. All right, let me bring you guys in closer. All right, I think I got all the angles, all the cameras. I think everything's set up here and ready to go. All right, we got all the cameras ready and going. So today we're gonna go back to the time more. We're gonna go back to the time more, see if it gives us any kind of little crazy glitch or something. Oh, I see I gotta back the camera up just a little bit. Okay, maybe right here I can get the, yeah, okay, I think we're ready. Let me start the scale. Again, I love the automatic espresso mode. That way I can concentrate on my pressure profiling and all that other stuff. So once you get the A flashing, okay, that means it's ready, hopefully. We'll see today. Okay, get our espresso cup on here. Again, it's a little bit far from the portafilter, but that way you guys could see everything and nothing gets blocked by the shot glass. So, okay, we start with the paddle at 5 o'clock as always, and we are at 95 as our brewing temperature, being that this is a lighter roast coffee. And I think we're ready to go. All right, I'm gonna go with a 25-second pre-infusion. So as soon as it starts to build pressure, I start closing the paddle and kind of level off at 2.5 bar, right there. So if we start getting some drips, that's okay. Now at 20 seconds, at 25 seconds, I'm gonna start ramping up. All right, here we go. All right, we got first drip. Okay, I overshot the 9 bar as I usually do. Okay, we're at 9. Wow, this is way too fine of a grind. And we are at 15. I kind of had a feeling that this might be too fine. All right, I can see it in the comments. Somebody's gonna get mad at me. I wonder how the extraction is looking. The stream did come together. I have a feeling it probably looked pretty nice as far as the way it looks. So we're shooting for 18 grams. We had 18 grams in. I'm shooting for 45 grams out. Again, this shot is gonna be way too long. I'm admitting it, way too long. Let's see. Yeah, we're already over a minute as far as total shot time, but remember, 25 seconds of that was pre-infusion. So we're barely about a 25 second actually at 9 bar. So that's not too bad. Okay, yeah, we're way over. This is way, way long. I'm gonna taste it. If it's bitter, we'll make another one. All right, 44.9. Hey, and the scale worked perfectly today. Perfectly. That's, you know, on the Akaya, this is the way it goes pretty much every time. All right, so we were at 1:20 since first drip. I didn't even look at that. I didn't have a chance. Oh, okay, it went to 108 seconds. 108 seconds. Total shot time. So, all right, so yeah, it's way long of a shot. But as long as there's no bitterness, I will not throw it away. Okay, I will still drink it. So let me taste it. Start the scale. I have a feeling with these lighter roasts, it's just very difficult to over extract them. You know, in the Bianca, now I remember on the Breville, you know, a lot of times I had to try again because it just didn't taste good. But on the Bianca, I just get one tasty shot after the next. So, all right, give it a quick swirl. Give it a quick swirl. Let me taste it. I'll let you guys know. You know, there's no bitterness at all. At all. There's very little acidity, but there is some. There's some, not a whole lot of sweetness. I don't know, on this particular, on the cow, I'm not getting as much sweetness as I got on the other two. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But I'm not going to throw it away because to me, it tastes fine. It's definitely not bitter. That's for sure. And I would expect it to be, you know, to have more bitterness, but it just doesn't. So I'm going to drink this shot and we'll wrap this thing up. All right, so I definitely ground that way too fine. I know. Maybe next time I have to go all the way to like 18. Wow, that's... Cheers. All right, now that it had a chance to cool, I'm definitely getting a lot more from it. As espresso, all three coffees to me have worked better as espresso than as filtered so far. I'll report back. Wow, you know, now that it cooled a little bit, it's a lot more highs and lows going on. A lot more highs and lows. I can taste the acidity. I'm also getting some sweetness. You know, as espresso, a lot more edgy. There's like some fruitiness to it. Not as much like herbal kind of quality as floral. Yeah, not the pour over had more like that kind of quality, the floral kind of herbal quality. A lot more like gentle kind of flavors. Here's a little bit more edgy. There's more to it. I would say more interesting. There is a fruitiness. Is it apricot? You know, I don't know. I wouldn't call it apricot, but there is a fruitiness. Quite a bit more acidity and sweetness than I got as a filter coffee, you know? Quite tasty. Now, none of these three coffees for me would be like ideal for mixing with milk. When it comes to milk-based drinks, you guys know that I prefer a darker roast. Something more like that Good Brothers Liquid Amber or the Neapolitan blend, or even that Lavazza Rosa, even that one. To mix with milk, to me, those kind of roasts work better. Okay, you get the tasty notes are more like nutty, like dark chocolate, like caramel, those kind of flavors. To me, they mix very well with milk. This has a bit too much acidity, kind of like that fruitiness and that kind of stuff that's going on in the coffee. To me, it's not ideal for mixing with milk. But to drink the straight shots, this is where it's at. This is what I like and what I kind of gravitate to when I just want to drink the straight shots. And for pour overs, definitely a lighter roast is where it's at. I don't like dark roast as filtered coffee. I much more prefer like lighter roast. When you get to like really, really light, then again, it's not my preference. It becomes too grassy tasting and too like tea-like, too green and just like leaves and those kind of flavors, which is not my favorite, not my go-to. So I like something a little bit more developed, something like this. So yeah, those are kind of like my preferences when it comes to the tasting profiles in the coffees that I enjoy most. Anyway, sad to see you go, buddy. Last sip. No, actually got a little bit more. 2 last sips. Tasty, I quite enjoyed that. And the last sip, I could see the little bit of nuttiness, not a whole lot. I got a lot more of that. I think it was on the Maui coffee, where there was like an obvious nuttiness to it. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys saw something here that helped you out in some way. Maybe I kept you company at least for a little while. I know this video is gonna end up being ridiculously long like all my other ones. Anyway, comment something below. As you guys could see, I really appreciate that. And it's really what makes it worth for me, like encourages me to keep making these videos. Filming myself making coffee every week doesn't sound like something I would normally do. But the fun that we're having below in the comments, and when you guys reach out and you leave me messages and I see you guys are enjoying the videos, then it's what makes it worth it. That's what makes it worth it. Filming, it doesn't bother me at all. The brew sessions were going to happen regardless. I was doing it way before doing the videos. So the same kind of process, you guys know yourselves because you're hobbyists like me, and it's something that we enjoy. So it's something that I look forward to every single morning. And on the weekends, I enjoy my afternoon brews as well. So yeah, the brew sessions were gonna happen regardless, but I wouldn't be filming them. I wouldn't be filming all of them. I would maybe make videos when I got some new tools, or maybe, something like that, where I think maybe I could help somebody out. So then that's how I started making the videos. I got the Brewing infuser, and I thought now that I got the hang of this, I could see where people maybe struggle a little bit. Let me make a video to kind of like general information as to like how to use this thing, And then as I got equipment, I would make little videos until the one time that I just kept talking and it got really long, and then Jesse left me the comment. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed your time here with me today. Again, every Sunday morning, I post a video at 7 a.m. Join our little team here. We love to have you. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Give the video a like, leave me a comment below. I appreciate all of those things. I look forward to it every single time. Getting to know you guys, it's really fun. It's what keeps me making these. So the more I see the names below in the comments, the more I get to know you. So, and again, now we have that email address in case you guys wanna send me a picture of your brew bar, or some kind of special brewer that maybe is very unusual, or even a coffee that you're really enjoying and you want me to know about it. Joan, again, I'm gonna try to order that one today. Let's see if they still have it and see how much it's shipping, and let's see how it works. If it works out, then I'll be reviewing it pretty soon then, I guess, on the channel. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys, a whole bunch. Thank you. And I'll see you guys next week.